know is true. Peace and contentment, no need for resentment. This I found in you. This I found in you.
January boy, remix money.
Hail Mary, full of grace. Hail Mary, full of grace. Hail Mary, full of grace. I swear that's what she said. Shawty looking at me, she's a flirt. All night creeper, let her know I put in work. But it's something I gotta teach her. Bust it open, bring it back. I'll be ready to attack. Got an automatic weapon, it go plat. She's a wifey in the street, sweet like a dove. Key in her ignition, now she rolling with a thug. She know that I keep her sprung, and you know where I'm from. It's that Chi-Town boy, and I got these honeys speaking in tongues. In tongues.
January boy, remix money.
Hail Mary, full of grace. Hail Mary, full of grace. Hail Mary, full of grace. I swear that's what she said. Shawty looking at me, she's a flirt. All night creeper, let her know I put in work. But it's something I gotta teach her. Bust it open, bring it back. I'll be ready to attack. Got an automatic weapon, it go plat. She's a wifey in the street, sweet like a dove. Key in her ignition, now she rolling with a thug. She know that I keep her sprung, and you know where I'm from. It's that Chi-Town boy, and I got these honeys speaking in tongues. In tongues. In tongues. In tongues. I got them all speaking in tongues.
She be like, Ludacris, don't nobody give it to me like you do. I cast a spell on them. They be think I'm doing voodoo. Can't understand the words you saying. You need a translator. I aim before I shoot, then I assassinate her. She be catching that Holy Ghost. She at a loss for words. Said she really wanna wet the fabric, so I'm a softened nerd. Was a good girl when I met her, and she was so pure. Now I got her in the back room talking about Hanam Harenge cure. That's what you get when you messing with the boys in the hood that's from the South. We be like, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? She got just what she wanted, and she know I'm hung. I guess that's why it seems
I got these honeys speaking in tongues. In tongues. In tongues. In tongues. I got them all speaking. She would take 6 days a week, get off on a Sunday, come over late at night, and then I eat it like a Sunday. She know that I'm a heavyweight. she sliding on me like a tidal wave. I mean, shawty's so fine, you need to pray for it. She yelling, but I don't know what she's saying. She's speaking languages that I ain't never heard. Call her Dirty Diana, man, the way she make it jerk. She know that I keep her sprung, and you know where I'm from. It's that Chi-Town boy, and I got these honeys speaking in tongues. In tongues. In tongues. In tongues. I got them all speaking in. Shawty, what you say? Shawty, what you say? Shawty, what you say? Shawty, what you say?
Bloody nightmares, all I dream is purge. If you get caught outside, then you gon' get purged. Niggas say the word and we gon' purge. We gon' purge. We gon' purge. Bloody nightmares, all I dream is purge. If you get caught outside, then you gon' get purged. Niggas say the word and we gon' purge. We gon' purge. We gon' purge.
Fuck as you on, fuck as you niggas is on. We kicking the door, we busting the floor, we getting your family gone. Blood in the air, I'm smelling it now. No stopping the bully, I'm gunning you down. You niggas is kings.
Everyone should have a healthy distrust of the media. One of the most dangerous, unspoken things in existence in the world today is a media controlled by a very small group of corporate entities. Every day, we are constantly lied to and constantly told what to think. And most of us never even realize it. It's become a duty and call to action to wake people up to this reality. Before blindly listening to what's hurled at you, everyone has a personal responsibility to at least know what's going on before handing your mind over to the many forms of media indoctrination. In short, wake up.
And you were interviewed by Lifetime, did you say that?
Yes, I did, for the documentary that aired. And the producers told me that everything that I had to say about R. Kelly made him sound like such a nice guy, and that was not, I quote, that was not the angle that the producers were going. It was not the angle that the producers were going. It was not the angle that the producers were going.
If you were there telling the truth about who you knew, about the man that you knew and who you worked with on a daily basis, they didn't want to hear that. That's correct? So,
yep. And as I tried to reach out to any media, People Magazine, Us Weekly, E-News, Wendy Williams, I tried to reach out to everybody because I was getting so aggravated with everything I heard. It is very difficult to even get someone to, you have to hire a publicist. Yeah. That's what I found out. You have to actually pay money and hire a publicist to get your story heard. It takes a lot of work to even get heard.
BBC, Washington Post, and Lifetime contacted you.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. They contacted me. It seemed like okay. When I finished talking to them, they were like, I didn't have the, I wasn't answering their questions the way they want to hear, the way they want to hear, the way they want to hear. You know, and
But I know that there's more for you, more for us.
DJ discretion.
Flow still sick, I ain't talking the pandemic.
DJ discretion.
Flow still sick, I ain't talking the pandemic.
DJ discretion.
Flow still sick, I ain't talking the pandemic.
Say it louder, what you gon' do now? Hope you're ready, cause I'm really about to put it down. Girl, you know that I will never disrespect you. We love tomorrow, but tonight I wanna spank you. That ass count, gotta make it last down. Spread our soul, and I'ma beat it up.
Building a house in LA, I'm doing all of this. Why is that? Because they trick us. They trick our minds. We believe. If they say something about crime, we don't believe it. We don't, that's right. They say about crime. We so busy looking at these damn phones. Okay? You see the bitten apple. It's the devil.
That's why I said we can see.
You see the bitten apple. Don't get it twisted on me. If we do not come together.
That's right.
Together. Where's the march? Martin Luther King marched.
Right.
When the last time we done seen a march, Mark? Like you say, when the last time somebody done told the kids. When the last time we seen? No, homie. It didn't work. I love you, but it didn't work. We have to walk. We have to walk.
Hold on one second. Hold on. I got a heavyweight question. I got two. Let him talk.
Listen, I don't even want to sing this song. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna talk through this. But I'm gonna talk on notes. But what I'm gonna be saying is the realest. Listen. First, I pop open a can of Red Bull. Then I mix it with some Bell and pour it all over you. Once I get your body tweaking, girl, I drop to my knees and then I'll proceed on this mission to drive you wild. Break out all the candles, oils, and hot towels. I can feel you scratching my back while I'm on top. Damn, girl, said you know the sex is good when you're making no spaces. And you know the sex is good when you're going all baby. And you know the sex is good when your body's having fits. Toes curling, screaming out, son of a bitch. Said you know the sex is good when you're coming for the fourth time. Know the sex is good when you can't get it off your mind. And you know the sex is good when you tell your best friend. The room was steaming, I was screaming, son of a bitch. Now 2 hours later, we're still going at it. Girl, from the basement all the way up to the attic. Tease you up until you tell me, girl, I wanna grab it. And that's when I'm gonna bend you over, girl, and let you have it. Said you know the sex is good when you're you know the sex is good when you know the sex is good when you're going all baby. And you know the sex is good when your body's having fits. Toes curling, screaming out, son of a bitch. Said you know the sex is good when you're coming for the fourth time. Know the sex is good when you can't get it off your mind. You know the sex is good when you tell your best friend. The room was steaming, I was screaming, son of a bitch.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Shout out to the hit maker, the hot movie producer, Shank Rock in the building. Bro, I gotta get with you, man, because we gotta do something, man. I look, them COVID days are over. Let's get that work in. But I gotta get down right to this sugar honey iced tea. I'm not playing no more. I gotta get this thing off the press. So, y'all know I just got off live about an hour ago, right? And within that hour, I done had 2 conversations. Now, I told y'all I was gonna do what I said I was gonna do. But I got a problem. The problem is this right here. When you call yourself a victim, make sure you're a victim. Now, I know I'm going to get bashed for this one today. And they're going to say, oh, DanaJay, he going after the victims and this and this. If you show me a victim, I'll shut up. But Faith Rogers, you're wrong. And I'm here to put you on notice. You're wrong. I'm going to say this and I'm going to say this clearly. I did many stories on faith. And this is what I love. This is when I know I got the COVID people scared. Y'all sent Faith my live. because I had somebody that was intertwined with her, right? And I was trying to set up an interview, but she told me she couldn't do the interview on live, but we talked. And she gave me facts. My last live, y'all heard me call her office, ask can I speak to her. She came on, and when I realized that I was still live, that I actually didn't hit my mute button, then I hit my mute button. From that point, I got a bunch of thumbs down, 11 of them from the other side. From the other side of liars. It's not my fault that y'all lied to get a conviction. And now y'all lies is up. Y'all thought it was over. I told y'all had the first round. Y'all had the second round. The third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth belong to us. Now, I'm going to slow walk this thing because the original lawsuit for Faith Rogers, it was supposed to have contended with some things in it. It was supposed to have said that she had herpes and this, right, this, and this, and this. Okay. I get that. But what I'm saying is that the only way that people can get Robert is by default judgment only. If you are secure in what you're doing, you don't need a default judgment to get a man locked up. If he did what you said he did, you can just put facts there. But. All around show, I don't know who you talking about, but don't nobody over here and believe in witchcraft. But the problem that I'm having is your story is not matching. Your story is not matching. The right question that Canic should have asked you is, when did you know that you had herpes? Simplex 2. The reason why I say that is because Ann Donnelly and them didn't fact check your medical records. And you were so for sure, oh yeah, he gave me herpes. He did this, he did this, he did this, he did this. There was no defense for that. But I'll say this. If you were born of the mother that came from a father and you came through the birth canal or the stomach, you have herpes simplex 1 in your body. It lays dormant until it's activated. So, the problem that I'm having is that people say Rob have herpes, right? Okay. Y'all saying that Rob have herpes. I said he didn't. Y'all say he did. Okay. Well, y'all couldn't prove that. Even with the doctor that wanted R. Kelly tickets came out and had to admit the fact that he did not have herpes. He said now, oh yeah, Robert had symptoms and I told him to take Valtrex. Okay. So, you know, Valtrex treat a multiple of things. But if I gotta narrow it down, Valtrex treats pus. Valtrex treats anything that deals with pus. And you do know that he had his stitches busting his throat, which contained what? Pus. So, as I'm talking to this lawyer, who I will call Miss Redwine, fine as I don't know what, a fine lawyer named Miss Redwine, I'm telling you. Fine as I don't know what, but she don't take no stuff. I asked her, I said, well, can you talk about this? She said, certain things I can talk about, Dana, but certain things I can't. She said, I'm the one that drafted up the lawsuit for New York. Not the one that she on now, but the one that got Rob hemmed up because Don Russell did the dumb stuff. That one. That one. And the one that you couldn't duck. That one. The one that you had to face head on. And I believe if Robert had that one head on, Robert would have faced it head on. And Miss Redwine would have been like, well, I lost that one. But what makes it funny is when you have a lawyer that puts stuff in court for you, normally those lawyers stick with you. Now, we're going to do some homework as I surgically dissect this. She said she left the case for ethical reasons. Now, when I look up the word ethical, and Faith, you're going to get this work today. When I look up the word ethical, it says relating to moral principles or the branch of knowledge dealing with these ethical issues in nursing, similar of a medicine, legally available only on a doctor's prescription and usually not advertised to the general public. All types of drugs, including ethical drugs, are over-the-counter pharmaceuticals. But when you look at ethical, it says relating to moral principles or the branch of knowledge dealing with these. So as I had my arguments, oh yeah, y'all know it's coming. As I had my arguments with a lot of the DVOC people, I ain't even call them COVID no more, I'm gonna call them exactly what they is, DVOC 91 people. As I had my arguments with them, and I'm saying, Rob ain't have herpes, Rob ain't have herpes. They said, well, how did Faith get it? That's the mysterious question. So the first slide I'm gonna show you is this right here. And y'all don't go nowhere because it's only gonna get better. First slide I'm gonna show you. This is from Malicious Conspiracy. And this is Mr. Dennis Byron commentating.
But what was interesting yesterday during testimony of an alleged victim with the initials FR, and I'm not going to identify her name on the live right now, but she gave testimony to the prosecutor during cross-examination, where she stated that the police report that she filed in Westbury, New York, that gave great detail and very, very graphic detail of what occurred with her and R. Kelly, was not her words. She claimed that she never said the things that were on that police report as related to graphic details involving an alleged assault upon her. So the question that I asked today is, did the police lie on the police report or did she lie to the police? Or is she lying now? We don't know. But the fact of the matter is, because she said she did not say those things that were contained in the police report that was filed in Westbury, New York, they had to bring the cops in. The cops who interviewed her had to come in and testify whether or not those were her words or were they embellished words by the police department and the detectives that interviewed her. The problem is, while I'm not going to go into the graphic details of what she said, allegedly said in the police report, if detectives had actually made up all those graphic and specific details, there's a problem. There's a credibility problem with the case, and if law enforcement tainted the case, that's a problem. But if she's lying about what she said then to what she's saying now, that's also a problem. So we will see in the next couple of days whether or not, well, we know the detectives are being called. They have to impeach her on her statement, meaning they have to question the validity of a statement, because this is one of the reasons why Robert Sylvester Kelly is facing 11 counts, because of the testimony and the allegations made by this particular alleged victim. I can say this: she is being represented by 3 different attorneys. One is Lee Merritt out of Dallas, Texas. Another one's Gloria Aldred out of Los Angeles, California, and she has a New York attorney. So my question would be, did any one of them know that she was going to provide this type of testimony? Because one is a civil attorney who's suing R. Kelly for over $3 million. And another part of the case that kind of raised eyebrows is when the defense attorney representing Mr. Kelly, Deborah Cannon, asked her, was she aware that her attorney sent Robert Sylvester Kelly a settlement letter requesting $3 million to settle whatever herpes claim that she had against him. She stated on cross-examination testimony that she had no knowledge that her attorney sent a letter demanding $3 million for R. Kelly. So the lawyer had to press her on whether or not she signed any documents that would show that she had no knowledge, or she had knowledge of whether or not this request was made. She said she signed a document, she never read it. So I don't know, this testimony is looking kind of sketchy. You know, one, you don't know if your attorney, Lee Merritt, who is a well-known, reputable attorney out of Texas, you don't know whether or not he was sending a demand letter for $3 million to settle your civil case. She testified no. So do they then have to bring the attorney Lee Merritt in to give testimony as to whether or not he informed her that he was sending a demand letter for a request of $3 million to settle this case? So there's a lot of problems here. This case is, right now, from this point, it looked not bad for Mr. Kelly. But we have to see what the other witnesses are coming in to say, as far as whatever allegations they have against the singer. But again, we're outside the federal courthouse. We're on a lunch break. I'll be coming back and we can be talking.
So, with that being said, at that point, Lee Merritt is, a Ben Crump, student. He follows Ben Crump. He looks up to Ben Crump. We get it. However, let's pause that. That was that trial at court. Let's pump that 2 years back. Herpes was not what she was alleging. She was alleging she was filmed by Robert Kelly, non-consensual. And then she said she had non-consensual sex with Robert Kelly. And then she said he routinely locked her up. That was her claim. But don't listen to me. Let's go. Let's see what she really talked about.
A woman is suing singer-songwriter R. Kelly for allegedly failing to disclose a sexually transmitted disease. She also accuses him of sexual battery. Kelly is one of the most successful R&B singers of all time. His multiple chart-topping hits include Bump and Grind and I Believe I Can Fly. And he's no stranger to controversy. After a series of sexual misconduct allegations by former girlfriends, several music streaming services, including Spotify and Apple, removed Kelly's songs from their featured playlists. A growing protest movement online is called Mute R. Kelly. Jerika Duncan spoke to the 20-year-old who is suing Kelly. Jerika, good morning.
Good morning. You know, this woman, Faith Rogers, says that she was in a relationship with R. Kelly when she was 19 for nearly a year before leaving. During that time, she says Kelly instructed her to call him daddy and would lock her up for hours at a time. Rogers says he even introduced her to one of the 5 women Kelly allegedly said he was raising.
He was like, here's my number, take it, text me a picture of you so I know it's you with your name.
20-year-old Faith Rogers says in March of last year, she met R. Kelly in San Antonio at a party after his concert.
He was older than me, and that was a red flag, you know.
Did you look at him as a 50-year-old man at the time?
Not at all. Even being around him, he doesn't act his age. And you feel like I'm chilling with somebody I went to high school. The first time I was left in the car for a total of 8 hours that night, and the child lock was on the car.
Rogers believes Kelly was priming her to join a group of women she says he lives and travels with.
He goes on to tell me that he raises 5 women. Some of them have been with him for 15 years, and he basically was trying to make it seem like it was a family thing. He described these women as being his family. Then he goes on to tell me, you know what, I love you because you remind me of them.
She claims she had a brief conversation with at least one of those women, Joycelyn Savage.
My daughter is severely brainwashed.
In July of 2017, Savage's parents held a news conference asking authorities to remove their daughter from Kelly's home.
We just want him to release her and let her go on with her life.
They believe Savage and several other girls were being controlled by Kelly and forced to perform sex acts as part of a cult. But Savage denied those claims to TMZ.
I'm in a happy place with my life, and I'm not being brainwashed.
For decades, there have been questions concerning R. Kelly and his relationship with underage girls. In 2008, he was acquitted on child pornography charges. Prosecutors alleged he made a sex tape with a girl around 14 years old. A 2017 BuzzFeed investigation describes 3 women who say they were sexually abused by Kelly and were part of a sex cult. Kelly has long denied these allegations. A social media campaign to mute R. Kelly led to promoters canceling a concert in Kelly's hometown of Chicago last month. He reacted on Twitter.
I've never heard of a show being canceled because of homeless. Hope you guys, don't put that on me.
Despite nationwide protests at shows, the 3-time Grammy winner is still performing. As for Rogers, she hopes by coming forward, she can help put an end to Kelly's long history of alleged abuse.
What was it about him that kept you going back?
It's not like all the time he was just, this devious person. There's been times where he's, crying and he's telling me, about his children, about his ex-wife, comparing himself to Michael Jackson and how, how the media destroyed him, and he felt like that's what was going on in his life.
Why file the lawsuit?
I want it for girls like me who are gonna run into him in the future, and he's gonna do the exact same thing. But it could get worse, I chose to walk away. What about the ones who don't walk away?
We reached out to R. Kelly's representatives, and they told us they have no comment on Rogers' allegations or the new lawsuit.
So, here goes the lie. You said the first time you got with him in New York, he told you to take your clothes off. And you just wanted it to be over. And your words, and you didn't want to have sex with him, and you just wanted to be over, and it was over, and you left. So I have a question. If you were violated, what made you come back? And I mean, and come back again. And I mean, and come back again. You forgot I was at court when you simply said you was running after a man to get attention that your mother and father didn't give you. That don't sound like a victim. And that sound like you lied on that program. But wait, it gets better. Pump your brakes. It get better. You wanna know how better it get for you, Faith? Check this out. You go on Dr. Oz, right? And this is post you saying you got herpes. This is what you say on Dr. Oz.
Back asking, could R. Kelly be going back to court on new sexual assault charges? Another woman has come forward with her own personal accounts of R. Kelly's alleged abuse. She's speaking out in a daytime exclusive interview for the first time since filing an unexpected lawsuit against R. Kelly. What she has to say about him could change everything. Faith Rogers joins me now. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I know it's hard to go over some of this, but it's vitally important.
Right.
How did R. Kelly come into your life?
I met R. Kelly at a concert. I went with my older sister. It wasn't even, a planned thing, random weekday. She's like, come to R. Kelly show with me. I ended up going. We ended up meeting at the concert. We exchanged numbers backstage that night.
And the second time you met him, it wasn't quite so innocent.
Right.
What did he do that made you concerned?
Just, you really got to see how his controlling ways come out and the manipulation comes out when somebody's texting you, when they're calling you, and then when they're in front of you, and the vibe is completely different.
So in what ways would he control you and get you to do things you normally wouldn't want to do?
So there will be, times where me and him will just be talking and normal, and he's not always just this person that's so mean and so dark. He knows how to flip it, So there'll be times where we're sitting here and he'll tell me, I'll be right back. He never comes back, and I'm calling, I'm texting, I'm ready to leave, and the doors are locked. You can't leave. So there was no way for me to just get out. And it's just, you'll be in the studio with him, and he'll be singing for you and playing the piano for you, and he'll disappear, and before you know it, 3 hours have gone by. You haven't used the bathroom. You haven't ate. When you sit in a situation like that and you're trying to make normal out of what's not normal, it doesn't add up. And You know, a lot of people say, okay, she was 19, she knew what she was doing. When you're 19, you're fresh out of high school. You graduate, you're 17, you're 18. You don't know everything. Yes, I thought I knew everything. I thought I was grown enough to get involved with the older man, not knowing there's repercussions behind the situation. So that's what I want to shed light on. It's not something that people sign up for.
Did it seem cult-like when you were there? Were there other women who were going through the same juggling that you were, trying to figure out why they're even in this situation?
So when I met him, that was before any of the news had got out about this harem or anything that he had, before parents were speaking out. I was already involved with him. So it was kind of already too late to go back. And I had never seen anything. So probably one of the last few times I saw him, that's when he finally admitted to me that there was a group of girls. And I saw his behavior with me, how controlling it was. So the fact that you have a whole bunch of women that you're doing this to, and you're admitting to me that you've trained them and you're raising these girls, and some of them have been with you for 5 years and 15 years. And it's like, what scared me was that had became his normal, and he was trying to make it normal to me. That's scary. And a lot of people say, why you didn't try to help them? You know what I'm saying? I couldn't help them if I couldn't help myself. So I had to come to terms and accept. And I don't come from a family of abuse. I've never had to go through anything like this. So when it's in front of you and it's never happened to you, you have to really process and understand and accept what's going on in front of you. So was there cult behavior? Absolutely. Having to use the bathroom, having to ask permission to eat. I can remember I walked into a hotel and they didn't even ask for my name. They knew who I was and they walked me up to my room. No hotel that I've ever been to has done that. So things like that, definitely red flags.
How did you finally break free from R. Kelly? I ask because obviously other women he's raising, as you said, haven't been able to.
It's definitely a process, and I don't think that people get, it's not something you just walk away from because you've already been manipulated. It's like, for me, and I can't speak on everybody else, but I know for me, the hardest part was accepting what I had gone through, acknowledging it's wrong. But where I went wrong is I thought that I could talk to him. I thought that I could change him. I thought that I could maybe make him see something different in me. And you're no different. He's not going to look at you any different because this is what he's done for years. So what makes you so special? So for me, I really had to look inside of myself and think back to the way my parents have raised me. I have no business dealing with somebody 3 times my age. That's something I shouldn't have did. And really, like, my guilty conscience was just eating me up because knowing that another young lady is in that position and I'm just sitting here and I'm not saying anything, it just made me feel worse than even being involved with him. So I just knew I had to go.
So I'm happy you're here.
Thank you.
And I know it's going to make a big difference because a lot of folks are struggling with trying to understand exactly how this whole thing works.
Right.
I gather that some of these young women are sitting there almost ashamed that they've been manipulated for whatever reason by someone who seems to be pretty good at it. Those are the allegations. Is that what you're feeling?
That I'm feeling.
That they're ashamed and that's part of what's holding them back? Is that part of what slowed you down when you probably knew deep down you should have left them?
I was ashamed. Not only was I ashamed, though, it kind of was just like, this man already had recordings of me. He knew where I lived. He had already, implanted so much fear in my heart. I'm not gonna, I had no thought about crossing him, about leaving him. It more was just like, okay, what are you gonna do for you? It wasn't more so about him, it was about me. And I think some people are scared. I was scared, but I walked away just because I wanted no parts of it. When I walked away, I had no intentions of being right here, of talking to parents, of talking to other victims. I really was just, I didn't want anything to do with the situation. I knew it was wrong.
So it's a big decision by you. You are often presented with opportunities to help people. Why did you decide to take faith?
Now watch this. She don't go to a regular lawyer. She went to Ben Crump's, a student. Then she went to Gloria Allred. She got them two together. The New York lawyer that she went to was Miss Redwine. And the reason why the face was cloudy when it came up is because Miss Redwine pulled out behind ethical issues. Now, we read what ethical meant, right? Okay, watch this.
This case.
Well, Faith is definitely a young woman who has courage. And her motives are not only to assert her own rights, Dr. Oz, but also, as she said, she wants to help other young women because this has been a really traumatic learning experience for her.
So
And she's willing to do that. She's willing to say, and she says this in her lawsuit that was filed by her wonderful attorney, Lydia Agu, that he knew that he had herpes.
Watch this. They giving Lydia Agu all the accolades, but the one that really filed it was the one I spoke with today, Ms. Redwine. They giving Lydia Agu all of the accolades because Lydia took over after Ms. Redwine pulled out, but Lydia is serving federal time. Let's go.
This is R. Kelly.
Yes, and that he gave that to her with, he did not disclose to her that he had it, that he knew that he had it. And that is something that is very dangerous. And that is why it's important to know that it is a violation of public health law in New York to have a sexually transmitted disease and not tell your sexual partner that you have it.
All right, just to reiterate, Faith has filed a lawsuit against R. Kelly claiming that he knowingly gave her an incurable sexually transmitted infection, an STD.
Yes.
At what point did you realize that you had been infected?
After I left.
You were already gone?
Yes.
And did you have any inkling that he was infected? Had that been talked about among the women there? Had he ever intuited that?
No.
And I now represent another young...
That's a lie, because you can see when a person have an outbreak of herpes. But let's finish.
Woman who alleges that she was underage when Mr. Kelly involved himself in sexual intercourse with her, and that he gave her herpes. This is prior to his ever being involved with Faith. So that's one of the reasons that in the lawsuit it is alleged that he knew that he had herpes because some years earlier he had given it to someone else.
And she had told him that...
Well, Gloria Allred, since you want to put emphasis on your lies, he does not have herpes. But we gonna see.
That she'd gotten the illness, I gather. That's how you would know?
Well, whether or not she told him, she alleges that he would have known, Faith alleges he would have known if in fact he had it and gave it to someone else. So, you know, this is going to be a very interesting and important part of the lawsuit. Many people don't know. They have legal rights against someone who gives them a sexually transmitted disease, herpes or anyone else, if that person knew or should have known that they had that disease and failed to disclose it. That's why one of the causes of action, Dr. Oz, in the lawsuit is, it's called fraud, fraudulent concealment. If you don't make that representation or misrepresent your health condition to your sexual partner, you could be sued. Potentially, it would be a crime as well.
When you found out that you'd been infected, who did you tell? What did you do?
So my mom was the first person I told, and I was really telling my parents was probably the hardest thing that I had to do. Sorry.
Uh-oh, here we go.
I hate crying on camera. I always tell myself I'm not going to cry.
What did your mom say to you when you told her?
She was more in shock because when I told her everything. Not just this one thing. Hey mom, this is what I've been doing for the past 11 months. So everything, I had to come clean. We sat my dad down, I told my dad. Of course, they weren't happy, you know. It's, why, Faith? You know, we taught you better. I knew better, and I knew better because I felt like, okay, this is not somebody that I could even bring home. you know. So to sit down and admit to your father and look your father in the eye and tell him that you have laid down with somebody you had no business being with, that's probably one of the most embarrassing feelings.
It takes a lot to do what you're trying to accomplish now is very brave.
Thank you.
I'm going to ask the question everyone's thinking. Why would you put yourself in the bullseye? Why expose yourself? You've already acknowledged things that are very private, very sensitive. I applaud you for doing it. But why not just go hide?
I feel like I did try hiding and it didn't work for me. So if I have to embarrass myself or share some details about my life that I don't want people to know to help somebody else, I'm willing to do that. 100%.
And this should be a teaching moment for R. Kelly. Because he should take a lesson from what Faith just said. So I would ask the question, Dr. Oz, why did he put himself as a 50-plus-year-old man in this position with a 19-year-old and with other young women, some of whom allegedly were underage? Why did he do what he's alleged to have done? Why won't he acknowledge it? Why won't he try to make things better? That's the question we need to ask about R. Kelly. Instead, definitely.
May I put my doctor's hat on for 1 second? I have not seen your medical records, but I am curious what your doctors are advising for you.
So they have some medication out there. I'm not really taking it, you know. I take care of myself by eating right, keeping my stress down. And a lot of people have asked me, or actually, you know, I've had a lot of people who share the same disease as me, who have given me tips, who have, you know, done things that have helped me to where, you know, I can live a normal life. Which that's why I can come on here and put my face next to this ugly STD and say it's okay, you know.
But she's also, and that's fantastic of her. I just want to say, she did take a test prior to, the lawsuit alleges, prior to being involved with Mr. Kelly.
Bullshit.
And she was clean. She had no STD.
Why was you taking a test?
I can tell you why I took the test. I was on birth control, the depot shot. Everybody knows you go every 3 months. If you're going to a right doctor, they're going to check you for STDs, for pregnancy. So every 3 months, I was getting tested.
Right, let's get into the legal issues a tiny bit. What are the next steps for R. Kelly? You brought legal action against him.
There's a lawsuit pending on behalf of Faith against Mr. Kelly. He's going to have to answer it. If he doesn't answer it, then it's possible to take his default, assuming he's properly served. And I think he should answer it. And I let him.
Hold on. The number one question was, what medication did your doctors prescribe to you to take? She said, it's some medicine out there, but she take care of her body. So hold on. Then she said she took a test and she STD free. Herpes don't work like that. Herpes don't work like that. It's either you have an outbreak or you don't. Now watch this. For the people that sit back and say, Rob ain't never had no throat surgery, you capping for him, yada, 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 yada. Check this out. So with that being said, he had a cyst on his throat. He had to get it cut off. They stitched it up. He had to take Valtrax to keep the pus away, right? So I'm still stuck at the part where she don't have to take no herpes medicine. She don't have to take anything because she nice like that. She nice like that. She don't got to take nothing. Now, I'm lost about something. As I chop this up and get it to where I wanted to get it at. And it go a little something like this. We're going to look at Faith and Rare Emotion. Because you claim, Faith, that you had herpes. So let's listen to 2 years before the herpes claim. Let's see where it came from.
You watching Daytime Tea Time with Candace.
We going in.
Pour this tea, stir this tea, and sip this tea. Let's get right into it.
Alright, you guys, we're about to talk about R. Kelly, his alleged victims and their parents, and a woman named Cash Jones. Okay, so about 2.5 weeks ago on January 9th, I received an anonymous tip, and it contained a voice conversation between Timothy Savage and a woman who has now revealed herself to me as Cash Jones. For those of you who may not know who I'm talking about, Timothy Savage is the father of Joycelyn Savage, who is one of R. Kelly's alleged victims who is currently still with R. Kelly. Timothy Savage was one of the first parents to come forward demanding that they get their daughter back from R. Kelly, accusing him of brainwashing their daughter and abusing his daughter. Okay, so in this audio recording that I am going to play for you guys, you are going to hear Tim Savage talk about Faith's mother, and R. Kelly. Now, the only Faith that I could find that's publicly connected to R. Kelly is Faith Rogers. And for those of you who do not know who she is another one of R. Kelly's alleged victims. She claims that R. Kelly abused her and purposely infected her with herpes. So, in this recording that you are about to hear, you are going to continuously hear Tim Savage say that Faith is lying. Not only does he claim that she's lying, he claims to have video and audio showing that she's lying.
That bitch lying. I can let you listen to 4 hours of motherfucking tape. That bitch mama told her to go back and get some more motherfucking proof. I got that shit on motherfucking video and audio. I just trying to hold that shit because my daughter's in a situation. I got that bitch saying that on goddamn tape, video and audio. You can see her goddamn face saying this shit.
Okay, so that's just a short clip of the audio that I'm about to let you listen to. Before I let you hear the entire audio, I want to make it abundantly clear to you all that I am not saying that Faith is lying, and I am in no way trying to victim shame her. I cannot confirm or deny any of the allegations that you will hear in this audio. All allegations in this audio are alleged. This is just an anonymous tip that was delivered to me. Also, I have already reached out to the Savage family to try to get a comment regarding this audio that you're about to hear. I spoke to Tim Savage's publicist, and he made it very clear to me that Tim will not be speaking to me. His publicist thanked me for reaching out to get a comment first. He said that he respected me for doing my due diligence, but unfortunately his client, Tim Savage, cannot speak to me because there's an investigation going on, and he cannot make a comment that could possibly ruin the investigation. I then told him that I completely understand and that he asked me when my video is coming out. I told him that my video was not coming out that day that we were speaking, but that it would be coming out soon. He told me to contact him if anything changed, to update him about my video. He said thank you and goodbye. Now, of course, there was more to that conversation, which I did record, but that's basically what happened. I told you guys all of that just so you can understand that Tim Savage, his publicist, and his lawyer are very aware that I'm putting this video out, and they've been made aware for the last 10 days. And not once have I been asked not to put this video out. So today, when I was told by an anonymous source that the Savages are actually waiting for me to drop the video just so they can sue me and get some money, I found that very interesting. So to the Savage family, if you're listening, if the rumor that I heard is true, that you're just waiting for me to drop the video so that you can sue me, my response right now is that you've had 10 days to let me know that you don't want this video up. So if you truly are going to be suing me, sir, I will definitely have my lawyers ready, and make sure your alleged side chick is also sued, considering she's the one who recorded you and sent it to the source who sent it to me. And I may or may not have proof that you guys were having some nasty relationship behind your wife's back. So that could be my next video. I'm just saying. So it'll be interesting to see if you mess with me, sir. Okay, so let's get into this. Now remember, this was sent to me as an anonymous tip. And remember, Timothy Savage is talking to a woman named Cash Jones. Cash Jones actually called me directly and identified who she was, explained that she is the one who recorded the conversation, but she said she's not the one who sent it to me. She explained to me that she is working undercover. She told me that she is friends with R. Kelly, but she used to be Timothy Savage's publicist. She told me that the FBI is involved in all of this and that she's working undercover. And I'm going to explain all of that to you after you listen to this recording between Timothy Savage and Cash Jones. And also at the end of the recording, please listen closely and you will actually hear Timothy Savage flirting with this woman, Cash Jones. Okay, let's get into this recording.
Whoever you getting your information from, they stupid in the motherfucker. You going off hearsay. But I got your number. Your shit, your ass is gonna be done. Real talk, because I don't fuck around when it comes to somebody calling doing death threats. No. That face needs to get her ass checked. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna check her motherfucking ass.
Okay, well.
I pulled her mama to the side. We was in that goddamn room. And I told her mom, I said, you need to check your daughter. I got 4 hours of motherfucking audio tape and videotape. You need to check that bitch and put her where she belongs. Because her ass is like a loose cannon right now. And people end up in boxes when they motherfucking ass like a loose cannon.
Okay, wait. Calm down. I was waiting on the perfect time to interrupt because I can tell you're upset. No, it's okay. Well, I'm trying to get an understanding. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so Faith is just upset with Jalen. Like, I don't understand. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. I'm like, what the fuck is she upset with Jalen? Jalen don't even say nothing to nobody. Jalen don't even want to be a part of this R. Kelly shit. To be honest with you, Jalen got some other shit going on. She don't even want to be a part of this shit. She could have been messing with Summer when Summer was saying all this shit about Offset. She could have easily done an interview with that shit. I told Jalen, leave that shit alone. You know what I'm saying?
But what I'm trying to understand is, what is Summer to Faith? Because Kelly kept calling her sister.
Yeah, they've been growing up together since day one, from childbirth.
Oh, so this is just the type of shit they do. They just set celebrity. Well, I don't know. Because the Summer thing is...
You right. You saying the right thing. You saying it right. They do this type of shit. All them mug shots and shit of Faith. Oh, yeah. I said, this bitch, she don't know who the fuck she fucking with. I don't fuck with people unless they fuck with me. When you fuck with me, then we got a problem. I don't fuck with people like that.
Oh, God. Oh, God. I don't know what to say. I didn't expect this.
No, she messy than a motherfucker.
I can tell. I can tell.
Hearsay. I don't go off of hearsay. If you call and threaten my daughter and I overhear the conversation, that's not hearsay. That's a motherfucking threat. And my daughter don't give a damn about what's going on with Faith and whatever. I could have been exposed that bitch.
Now you heard him say that Faith called and threatened his daughter. Okay, hold on. It leads up to where I'm going.
But I didn't.
Well, I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know.
Anything you got on that bitch, let me know. I'm gonna get that bitch. She done fucked with the wrong one. And I hope her motherfucking brothers and daddies come for me. I'm gonna blow their ass off too. I want them to do something. I'm gonna fuck them up just as well. Come on, bring the noise, motherfucker.
Oh, God. Okay.
I try to not get upset. But the motherfucker, I don't know who they're fucking with.
I get it. It's just sad. I don't know. Faith, I don't know.
Yeah, she all over the place. The mama can't control that little bitch.
Well, maybe she all over the place because she lying. When it comes down to Faith, I have I'm skeptical about Faith. I don't know.
Yeah, that bitch lying. I can let you listen to 4 hours of motherfucking tape. That bitch mama told her to go back and get some more motherfucking proof. I got that shit on motherfucking video and audio. I just trying to hold that shit because my daughter's in a situation. I got that bitch saying that on goddamn tape, video and audio. You can see her goddamn face saying this shit.
That's crazy as hell.
But I'm not messy like that. I just want my daughter out this shit. I don't want to get involved in that old dumb shit. That's between her and R. Kelly. But when you start threatening my daughter, we got a whole nother motherfucking ball game. I'm not that nigga to be fucked with. And no, we could go to a professional level, or we could go to the hood level. Whatever way you want to take it, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I am. It's just like Drill Brother. He all with that blah, blah, blah. Nigga, that nigga didn't do shit.
Yeah, he was killing me.
Yeah, I'm like, nigga, what? Get the fuck, step the fuck back, nigga. It's about my daughter. All these niggas be about that yah shit, don't do shit. Niggas ain't about that life, man. I ain't gonna never bag up from a nigga. I ain't never ran from a nigga, period.
Oh, shit. Oh, it's too early. Okay. Well, I'll see what I can find.
Anything you can find on that bitch, I'm gonna fucking destroy that bitch.
I'll see what I can find. But let me take a shower because we got to get ready to check out soon, and then I had to head to the airport. So I'm going to call you back when I get out of the shower.
You can take a shower.
Yes, I got to take a shower.
Maybe I need to stay on the phone.
I'm going to call you as soon as I get out the shower.
Alright.
Alright, Tim. Turn this shit off.
So Faith have a history of threatening people. Hold on. When stuff don't go her way, Faith get the threatening. Watch this shit.
Cause she know the people she represent lying like a motherfucker, so she gotta watch their ass.
You know I was gonna put my sister in there.
Another thing I had caught a while back is when Faith was beefing with Lovely T because Lovely T called her out on her bullshit. And then she started flagging Lovely T's post. There you go. They can't take being exposed for their lies. As soon as you call them out, they get to reporting your shit, saying you're bullying and harassing them. And then they go on they shit and get to talking shit. She says, did you ever get paid after talking about me, or you still broke? But the gag is, time's up. Because we see past the bullshit. Just like now they're trying to hide R. Kelly's medical records. Why is that? Could it be because he doesn't have herpes like they're trying to say? This is a letter that was typed up and shipped to Faith's attorneys. Basically, seems like to me a cease and desist, letting her know that if she continues on with this bullshit lie she got going on, she has to be aware they're going to require proof, her medical records, etc., etc. That's all I got out of this letter. So when they got on Dr. Oz saying that Kelly denied sending the message, well, just because he personally didn't send the message don't change the fact that y'all still have to prove y'all case. To say a person gave you herpes deliberately, you have to prove they have it and prove your time frame. And if you go back and watch Faith's interview on Dr. Oz, this crazy heifer says she knows she didn't have it before because she was getting tests every 3 months because she was on birth control. But if you weren't having sex, number one, why would you be on birth control? And number two, who in the fuck do you think you talking to? You don't get no STD test every time you get a damn depot shot. They give you your shot and you gone about your fucking business. What the hell? And this is the full picture that they conveniently want to keep cropping out of fake Allison's sister. So just a little preparation of another video I got coming for you, because a lot of people haven't been talking about Democratic nominee Kamala Harris, but she got her hands in this pot too. So if y'all plan, so I'd rethink those thoughts. And as far as motive, why would Faith make these allegations? Well, she already told you publicly that she's not taking medicine for herpes. So how the fuck we know she even got the shit, number one? And number two, how the fuck we know she ain't out here just passing the shit around to just be saying she's not taking no medicine for it? Makes no sense to me. And as far as exposure, she got her a whole new PR agency to represent her since becoming a so-called survivor. Since coming out, people have exposed the fact that she was known for being a little thought, and she had herpes prior to meeting R. Kelly.
Uh-oh.
Just think on that.
Uh-oh.
It was funny seeing her in the back of this still image with her lip like that. You know, look like she saying a lot with her facial expression, because she know, like we all know, they all full of shit. She want to get on these interviews playing victim, was so humiliated, all covered up like she's innocent. Meanwhile, every single day you can go on her Instagram page and you can see her twerking, half naked, exposing herself. And it just don't add up to me to be the actions of a victim. Did I mention that this is a person that supports JT? We already know her affiliation with Summer Bunny and how they have a reputation of chasing celebrities, which a lot of these Instagram thoughts do. But nobody is calling them out. So she's hollering free JT, the City Girls chick that's promoting the City Girls Summer, which is an idea of scamming and robbing rich men. She's promoting this, but she's a fucking victim. Get the fuck out of here. Messages have been exposed with her text messaging R. Kelly. She relays the message and calling him daddy like it's a problem, when clearly through the messages she has no problem calling him that. So I cannot stand the fact that they get on these interviews and say he made me call him daddy. When just think about it. I'm pretty sure you're from a time period just like me where a lot of people call their partners daddy. Who the fuck? Why is that a problem? This is your victim. So, just keep asking us, supporters, why we keep talking about the Surviving R. Kelly docuseries. It's because it was full of shit. And even if you hate R. Kelly, you have to admit they gave you one side of all these people's stories and never one time tried to give you a glimpse of what the truth could be.
Wait a minute. It gets better. Faith went on a roll. Check this out. So with that being said, I must go here. And before I end this. So Faith, you threatened Jalen. Then you threatened Lovely T. But I thought you was smart. Because you came out and threatened the lawyer today. Why would you threaten the lady that helped you? Just because she gave me her number. You got so nervous that you called her and threatened her. Well, here's my question. If you ain't have nothing that you was lying about, you wouldn't worry about your old lawyer talking to nobody. And I'm not talking to her just because I want to, bash you. No, it don't got nothing to do with that. It got something to do with the truth. And only guilty people bashes their lawyer. Only guilty people berate their lawyer. Only guilty people harass and threaten their lawyer. So now, what you didn't want is for your old lawyer to know the truth because you know it can come back and haunt you. So I understand about the DVOC 91 people that sent you my video and you called the lawyer and you threatened her. She didn't say nothing wrong. She didn't give me no information. She just told me that she represented you. And for the guy, for that wanted $3 million, he went to her for advice. She the one that held it down. But she was under the impression that you met Robert in Houston. Not knowing that you met Robert with your sister in San Antonio. So when you and your crew lying, understand this. I hold the Midas touch, Faith. I will get to the bottom of each and every last one of you liars. And I'll let the truth lay where it may. But understand this. The only way to get to Robert is if y'all just file defaults. Or if y'all just accompanied or got defaults. Other than that, y'all ain't have a leg to stand on. So now we got the Savages going with Gerald Griggs to change the narrative about Robert. Then we have you going on different platforms lying about what happened. Then we have you going to lawyers lying about what's happening. But you ain't tell your lawyer, your old lawyer, that y'all ditched her paperwork and y'all got these new lawyers out of Philadelphia. You, Lizette, Jim Pratt, all of y'all in a lawsuit together. So wait a minute. I'm lost, Faith. Your lawsuit is still open. How you on a second lawsuit in the same district with even more people about nothing? Make that make sense. What up, Mr. Lieber? So what you did was you played Miss Redwine, which is wrong, because she's one of the most powerful lawyers in Texas. Y'all trying to get money by any means necessary. And Lizette don't want to work and she homeless. And she likes it there. But Faith, I got to call it like I said. You lying. You never had herpes. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. You said you did. So either you or your mama.
First breast job. Faith Rogers paid for her first breast job.
There you go. There you go.
Okay? R. Kelly didn't buy Faith Rogers' first car. Kelly and Charles Rogers did.
He only bought the two girls'
You know what he
breasts.
tried to give her? He tried to give her herpes. That's what he gave her.
Yes, he did.
That's what he gave her.
Yes, he did.
And stop saying she got genital herpes. She does not. But it don't matter. Right. He exposed her. He tried to give it to her.
Right.
He exposed her.
Right.
And R. Kelly didn't pay for Faith's first breast job. Faith Rogers paid for her first breast job.
There you go.
Okay? R. Kelly didn't buy Faith Rogers' first car. Kelly and Charles Rogers did.
He only bought the two girls' breasts.
You know what he tried to give her? He tried to give her herpes. That's what he gave her.
Yes, he did.
That's what he gave her.
Yes, he did.
And stop saying she got genital herpes. She does not.
Well, I thank you, Miss Rogers, for telling the truth. After y'all stood in court in front of Ann Donnelly and said that she had herpes. After the pastor. And this is the sugar honey iced tea that'll make me say hell with the church. The pastor stood up there and said, my daughter got herpes. And you know it's all his fault. Look at me when I'm talking to you. All to find out that y'all some goddamn liars and that girl ain't never have no goddamn herpes. Well, that's my time. But before I go, understand this.
In truth, we did our job. We brought the information to the public. Surviving R. Kelly went off, we kept that shit going. We got bus drivers, we got police officers, we got assistants, we got friends, we got people to lie, we got the storage, we got motherfucking video, audio. You have seen Azriel at my house. You have seen parents at my house.
Somebody please tell me what the fuck is going on. I don't know. I'm reading headlines after headlines. What the fuck? That's really what the fuck I want to know. What the fuck is going on?
You're saying everything they said in that documentary about you is not true.
They are lying on me.
You are supporting a pedophile. Black girls matter.
Nothing good about me. I'm just a child molester.
You are Kelly.
The devil.
Shut him down. Oh.
Come on, guys. As long as my breath is going in and out, I try to, even when I get ready to complain, I think about that and I say, you know what? I ain't gonna even say nothing. I just breathe, baby. I breathe on these niggas, you heard me? 20-some women trapped in my house in the basement in Atlanta. Well, first of all, my house in Atlanta doesn't even have a fucking basement.
This is my story.
The only thing I could do is say what's real and say what's on my heart and give it to y'all like y'all want it. You want the truth. You ain't even got an education. You didn't even graduate from high school. You don't even really read, and all of this old shit they told me. And I started believing that shit, man. But just something in me kept calling and shit. My heart was pumping this shit. It was pumping this shit. Hey fans, how y'all doing? It's your boy Kels. I love y'all. Thanks for supporting me for the last 30 years of my career. I'm very appreciative of that, and just you guys have kept me humble, kept me grounded, and kept me putting out this music for you guys. You guys inspired me to do it, so I'm gonna do it until you say don't do it no more. Don't say that though. If I met your daughter and I took your daughter out and she was of age, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Everybody, put your hands to the sky.
You ain't got no money? Shit. Sue R. Kelly.
Mute R. Kelly.
You are controlling, that you are abusive, that you tell women when to eat, when to go to the bathroom, when they can sleep, where they can dress.
I know y'all know that shit is ridiculous, but the crazy shit is motherfuckers
Stupid motherfuckers want to believe this shit.
This shouldn't be happening.
Every level, there's another devil.
Whoever you are right now looking at me in my eyes, look in my fucking eyes, okay? I don't give a fuck about this fame shit. I'm a real motherfucker.
My main goal is to unconfuse the world about R. Kelly.
Say what I feel, keep it real, say what I feel.
You don't know me. You ain't never been in my house. You ain't never been in my bedroom. So you cannot judge me.
The boy never let me in, sick with the medicine. On the block distributing right with the medicine. Haters don't like me, heard they wanna fight me. Teflon at your chest, I bet you can't fight these. Mad cause I'm getting dope, Pillsbury ill flow. Niggas love to move snow, you sick of me, don't care though. Yes, I'm a savage, out for the cabbage. Catch the boy armed up, full metal alchemist. Yes, I'm ill, and yeah, I'm so real. Coward ass niggas coming home without an appeal. Damn, how this getting done? Tell me what's the outcome? Anybody wanna see me? Tell them where the fuck I'm from. Patrol homes, red rum. Yeah, we get the job done. Out trying to stack chips, make these haters so sick. If they sick of that, then they really gon' be sick of this. Santa Claus Viper, haters Merry Christmas.
Hey, yeah. I feel like taking a dip in your pool. Relax a bit, you know what I mean? Sip on a little of that Patron. You know what I mean? Swimming in you. Swimming in you. Swimming in you. Hey, little mama. Said I wanna take a dip in your pool. Just go for a little dive, yeah. Hey, yeah,